Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliet Chukwukelu and you're welcome back to my channel Easy Maths with Juliet. Thank you for stopping by. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you for liking and watching my videos. For a newcomer, thank you for stopping by. And for today's lesson, we'll be looking at some past questions that are usually asked in common entrance examination. So if you have a child that is in common entrance class, of course, by September, pupils will be admitted into year 5, year 6. So if you have a child that would be in common entrance class or is already in common entrance class, depending on where you're watching me from, please, I want you to share this video with that child to watch, because the questions we are going to solve here are common entrance related questions. And for today's lesson, I'll be using a past question book. This book is called Short Guide to All Common Entrance Examinations. Hope you can see it. Short Guide to All Common Entrance Examinations. And this is the mathematics and quantitative, okay? You have the one of English and verbal with some general questions. So no matter the book your child is using for common entrance, it's okay, all right? The major thing there is for that child to be able to understand the questions, go through the questions, and be able to solve the questions as to prepare for his or her common entrance. All right, so without talking much, let's go into the lessons for today. Like I said, I'll be picking randomly some questions that are asked in common entrance examinations. Okay? Now look at this first question on the board. The first question here says, express 25 kobo as a percentage of 5 naira. Okay, so let's look into the first question that we have on the board. Remember, we are solving common entrance past questions. And from this book, I just picked random questions. I'll just be picking random questions, all right? Express 25 kobo as a percentage of 5 naira. Now, whenever you're asked to express any number as percentage of another number. Okay, let's start with, when you're expressing a number or a value as percentage, you simply multiply that value by 100. Because whenever you hear the word percentage, what comes into your mind is 100, okay? So when you are expressing any figure or any value as percentage, you simply multiply that value by 100. Now, when you are asked to express a value as percentage of another value, all you simply need to do is you look at the two values that you are given, all right? Look at the two values you are given. The first thing to do is you ask yourself, are the values in the same unit? Now, looking at this, the values we have here are 25 kobo and 5 naira, all right? So you are basically talking about money here. Now, this 25 is in kobo and 5 is in naira. Now, the first thing to do is to convert the bigger unit to the smaller unit. All right. So if you are given two quantities, the first thing to do is convert the bigger value, the unit of the bigger value, into the unit of the smaller value. So what I mean is this: between kobo and naira, obviously naira is bigger than kobo. So we are going to convert naira, which is the bigger unit, to kobo, which is the smaller unit. And if you can remember, a naira, that is 1 naira, is equal to 100 kobo. All right. Now we are going to convert 5 naira to kobo. Do you get? So we are going to convert 5 naira to kobo. So if 1 naira is equal to 100 kobo, so 5 naira is going to be 100 kobo into 5 places. That is 100 times 5, and that will give you 500 kobo. All right. Now you are going to express 25 kobo as a percentage of 5 naira. So you are going to express 25 kobo as a percentage of 5 naira. All you need to do is you write the smaller value, which is 25 kobo, all right, over the bigger value. Remember, the bigger value here is 5 naira, but we have converted it to kobo and we got 500 kobo. So this will give us 25 kobo over 500 kobo. All right. Now, expressing this as percentage, you simply multiply by 100%. Okay. So now, looking at this, you cancel this kobo, all right, and then you are left with 25 over 500, then multiplied by 100%. So you write 100 over 1 to make this to also look like this fraction, all right. You can also leave it that way and simplify, but to make the work easier for you, you write this 100 as a fraction. For you to write a number as a fraction, a whole number as a fraction, you simply write that number over 1. Okay, if you can remember, simplification of fraction. Now, looking at this 0 can cancel this 0, this 0 cancels this 0. Now, basically, we are having 25 over 5, right? 5 can divide 25. So 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. So 5 here is 1. 5 in 25 is 5. So we are going to have 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5 over 1 times 1 is 1. And 5 over 1 is equal to 5. Remember, you are asked to express this as percentage. So your answer is going to have the sign of percentage. Whichever answer you get must be expressed as percentage. So the sign of percentage has to be in your answer. So this is how to express a value as percentage of another. You simply write the smaller value at the top as your numerator over the bigger value. All right, your bigger value will become your denominator. Then you express as percentage by multiplying by 100. And then if you look at the two values given, if they're not in the same unit, make sure that you convert the bigger unit to the smaller unit. After that, you can simplify your fraction. And whatsoever answer you get has to be expressed in percentage. And this is the sign of percentage. Okay, this is the first question. Let's go into the second question. Okay, here is question 2. The ratio of boys to girls in a school is 3:5. 3:5. If there are 60 girls, how many boys are in the school? Okay. Now, in a school, you have boys and girls. So obviously that's a mixed school. Okay. Now you have been given the number of girls, and then you are given the ratio of boys to girls. You are asked to find the number of boys in that school. Now, this question is on ratio. If you would want me to make a video about ratio, you can drop in the comment section. But we are not focusing on ratio, we are focusing on how to get this question done, okay? First of all, the first name mentioned there, we have boys. Boys ratio girls. Boys to girls means boys ratio girls, okay? Now, this is the sign of ratio, if you can remember. Now, this 3 is the ratio of boys and 5 is the ratio of girls. Now, when you reduce quantities to their lowest terms, you are going to have the ratios. Do you understand? So, in other words, assuming I know the number of boys, if I write the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls reduced to the lowest term, it will give me 3:5. So basically, the ratio of boys to the ratio of girls is directly equal to the number of boys to the number of girls. All right? But in this case, I know the ratio, the two ratios I know, but I don't know the number of boys. So I can decide to use B to represent the number of boys. And then number of girls, I have 60. Now, if you look at this, we are going to have 3:5 equal to B:60. Remember, this B is standing for the number of boys, which is unknown. All right? Now, there are two ways you can do this. Now, ratio can also be written as fractions, if you can remember. Ratio can also be written as fraction. 3 ratio 5 can be written as 3 over 5. Now, B ratio 60 can also be written as B over 60. Now, if you look at this, we have formed an equation. You can solve this in different ways, but I can teach you, I will teach you two ways you can get the value of this B. If you can remember when I taught you about algebraic equations, with the knowledge of algebraic equations, you'll be able to get the value of B. So all you simply need to do is you cross multiply. All right. Now, when I cross multiply, I'm going to have 5 will multiply B. So 5 will multiply B. And for the other side, 3 will multiply 60. Now, 5 times B is 5B. 3 times 60 is 180. Now, 5B is equal to 180. For me to get the value of B, I'll simply divide both sides by the coefficient of B. The coefficient of B here is 5. So I'll divide both sides by 5. 5 cancels 5. 5 here is 1. 5 in 1 is not possible. 5 in 18. 5 times 3 is 15. So remember 3. And 5 in 30 is 6. So 180 divided by 5 is equal to 36. Therefore, B is equal to 36. And for you to know whether you are correct, now, number of boys. I have the number of boys now as 36. And I have the number of girls as 60. Now, if I reduce this to the lowest term, it must give me 3 ratio 5. 2 here is 18. 2 here is 30, right? Now, 2 here is 9, and 2 here is 15. Now, 3 can divide. 3 in 9 is 3, and 3 in 15 is 5. So this gives me the ratio of boys to girls. So that means we are correct. So another method of getting the value of B, which stands for the number of boys, is to use your knowledge of equivalent fractions. Now, equivalent fractions are fractions that are equal in value, right? Now, 3 over 5 is equivalent to B over 60. Do you understand? What we are going to do is, we need to know what was done to this 5 to get 60. So in getting equivalent fractions, whatever you use in multiplying the numerator, use the same number to multiply the denominator. And if you are dividing, whatever number you use in your division at the numerator should also be used at the denominator. Now, if you look at this, something was done to this 5 to get 60, and this 5 was increased to 60, and the only thing you can do to 5 to get 60 is to multiply. All right, so you look for what you can multiply by 5 with in order to give you 60, and of course is to multiply 5 by 12, because 5 times 12 will give you 60. So whatsoever you use to multiply the denominator, you also use it to multiply your numerator. 5 times 12 is 60. So 3 times 12 is equal to 36. Therefore, B is equal to 36. So you can use your knowledge of algebraic equations to get the number of boys. You can also use your knowledge of equivalent fractions to get the value of boys. Therefore, the number of boys is equal to 36. So in that school, we have 60 girls and 36 boys. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 3 says, calculate the area of the shaded portion in the diagram below. You have to calculate the area of the shaded part of this diagram. So first of all, looking at this diagram, this is a triangle, right? Now, basically, you're asked to find the area of the shaded part of this triangle. Now, there are two ways to do this. The two ways are, it's either you find the area of this whole triangle and then divide whatever you get by 2, or you simply cut out the shaded part of this triangle and find the area, right? So we are going to use the two methods to get the answer of this question. Now, for the first method, I'll find the area of this whole triangle, and whatever I get, I divide my answer into 2, because mere looking at this triangle, it simply cuts into 2. So I'm going to divide the area I get into 2 to give me the area of the shaded part. Same with area of the unshaded part. If you are asked to do that, you find the area of this triangle and divide it by 2. Now, this topic is on area of plane shapes. Okay, in case you want to read about, maybe you want to get more questions on this, you have to read up area of plane shapes basics. Okay, triangle in particular. Now, area of a triangle, the formula for area of a triangle is equal to half base times height, half base times height, or you simply write base times height divided by 2. Now look at this triangle. This is the baseline of this triangle, all right? Here is the baseline, and the value of the base is 12. So the baseline is 12 centimeters, and this is the height. The height of this triangle is 9 centimeters, all right? So the area of a triangle is half base times height, or you can say base times height divided by 2. So whichever way you want to get your answer. So this will give us half of the base is 12, then times height, the height is 9. Now you can make this a fraction by writing it over 1, like I said. Now 2 here is 1, 2 in 12 is 6. We have 1 at the denominator part, so there is nothing again to divide. We need to multiply out the numbers that are left at the top. So here we have 1. So 1 times 6 is 6, and 6 times 9 is 54. All right? 54 over 1 times 1 is 1, and 54 over 1 is equal to 54. Now the area of this whole triangle is equal to 54 centimeters squared. Now to find the area of the shaded part, all I need to do is I'll divide the area that I got into 2. All right? So the area I have is 54. So I'm going to divide this 54 by 2. 54 divided by 2. 2 here is 1. 2 in 5 is 2, remainder 1. Then 2 in 14 is 7. Alright, so I have 27. The area of the shaded part is therefore equal to 27 centimeters squared. Now this is the first method. Now for the second method, like I said, you simply cut out this shaded portion. Alright, so this is a triangle cut into 2. I'll simply divide the triangle by 2. Now the height remains 9. The height was not cut out. The height remains 9. All right. And then the baseline, if you look at this triangle has been cut into 2. Therefore, the baseline will no more remain the same. Meaning that the base, this 12 is for the whole of this base. But now you have cut this line into 2. So meaning that you have to cut this 12 by 2. You have to divide this 12 by 2. So 12 cut into 2, or 12 divided by 2, is equal to 6. So now I have my baseline for the shaded part as 6. Now to get the area of this triangle, I'll simply do base times height divided by 2. Now the base now is 6, and then the height is 9, and then I'll divide my answer by 2. 2 here is 1, 2 in 6 is 3, and 3 times 9 will give us 27. So the area of the shaded portion is 27 centimeters squared. So it's either you find the area of the whole triangle and divide your answer by 2, or you simply cut out this triangle, divide it into 2, and then you find the area of the shaded part. All right, guys, this is the third question we have for today. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, we have the fourth question on the board. Now, the question says find the values of the angles marked x and y in this diagram. And looking at this, you have a triangle that is drawn on a straight line, right? You have angles 50 degrees x, y, and you have an exterior angle 110 degrees. Now the question is asking me to find the value of this angle x and angle y. Now if you look at this diagram clearly, you have to first of all find the value of angle x before you'd be able to find the value of angle y. All right, to make it very easy for you, you first of all find the value of angle x and then find the value of angle y. Now, talking about angles, all right, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. But I cannot find x and y using the sum of the angles in a triangle for now. The reason is this: I have just one part of the angle in this triangle. So I need to first of all find x before I'll be able to use that method to find my y. Now to find x, there are two ways, okay? You can use sum of angles on a straight line to find the value of x. You can as well use, remember that when you learnt about exterior angles, you can remember that one exterior angle and its corresponding interior angle in a regular polygon is equal to 180 degrees. All right. Okay, so we can use any of the methods. Now I have to find x. So to find x, already we know that x plus 110 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Now the reason is this: the sum of, if you look at this, 110 and x, the two angles are on a straight line, and the sum of angles on a straight line is 180 degrees. So sum of angles on a straight line, okay? Moving on, this is an equation. To get x, x is equal to, now you move 110 to the other side, and once plus sign crosses equality sign, it changes to minus. So this will give us minus 110 degrees. Therefore, x is equal to 180 minus 110 is equal to 70 degrees. Now, x is equal to 70 degrees. Now, to find angle y, now for us to get angle y, it is very easy now to get angle y. I've gotten my x to be 70 degrees, okay? So if I should cut out this triangle, I'm going to have a shape looking like this: 50 degrees y, and then here is x. Remember, I've gotten the value of x to be 70, so here I'll write 70 degrees. Now I can simply get my y. Now we know that y plus 70 degrees plus 50 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Now the reason is the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So sum of interior angles